Tamara Green here for A Course in Miracles lesson number 44. All right, we're going to do a breathing technique that's very good if you're feeling maybe upset or indecisive, confused, frustrated, depressed, anxious, whatever it may be, or maybe you're mad at somebody, there's a situation going on. This is very good to help release it. All right, I call it the smoke ring meditation. All right, so we breathe in. It's very helpful if you want to just close your eyes. That's great. But you breathe in and be very present with your feelings, your thoughts, your emotions, or even your body sensations. Maybe it's pain. Exhale and allow it to expand outside of you like an expanding smoke ring all around you. Breathe in and be very present with that fear, upset, whatever that is. Exhale and let it expand out. Breathe out into this bigger smoke ring. It's getting bigger. Breathe in and be present to where you are, how you're feeling. Exhale, let it expand out, and now it's even getting bigger, expanding all around you. 3 more, breathe in, be present with where you are. Exhale, even bigger expanse of space where you're releasing all of that fear, tension, whatever it is, letting it go into the massive space around you. Breathing in and being very present to where you are. Exhale, bigger space. Let that go. The thinking, the thoughts, the feeling, the sensations, the situations, let it go into that space. And last one, be present to where you are. Exhale, let that even bigger space take whatever that is that you're releasing out into it. Whenever I do this, I just feel so centered and grounded again. So sometimes a little buzzy. I hear that from others that do this as well. I feel kind of like a little buzzy, spacey almost, and that's good. Okay. A Course in Miracles lesson number 44, God is the light in which I see. Today, we are continuing the idea for yesterday, adding another dimension to it. You cannot see the darkness and you cannot make light. You can make darkness and then think you see it, but light reflects life and is therefore an aspect of creation. Creation and darkness cannot coexist, but light and life must go together, being but different aspects of creation. In order to see, you must recognize that light is within, not without. You do not see outside yourself, nor is the equipment for seeing outside you. An essential part of this equipment is the light that makes seeing possible. It is with you always, making vision possible in every circumstance. Today, we're going to attempt to reach that light. For this purpose, we will use a form of exercise which has been suggested before and which we will utilize increasingly. It is a particularly difficult form for the undisciplined mind, and represents a major goal of mind training. It requires precisely what the untrained mind lacks. Yet this training must be accomplished if you are to see. Have at least 3 practice periods today, each lasting 3 to 5 minutes. A longer time is highly recommended, but only if you find the time slipping by with little or no sense of strain. The form of practice we will use today is the most natural and easy one in the world for the trained mind, just as it seems to be the most unnatural and difficult for the untrained mind. Your mind is no longer wholly untrained. You are quite ready to learn the form of exercise we will use today, but you may find that you will encounter strong resistance. The reason is very simple. While you practice in this way, you leave behind everything that you now believe and all the thoughts that you have made up. Properly speaking, this is the release from hell. You perceived through the ego's eyes, yet perceived through the ego's eyes, it is a loss of identity and a descent into hell. If you can stand aside from the ego by ever so little, you will have no difficulty in recognizing that its opposition and its fears are meaningless. You might find it helpful to remind yourself from time to time that to reach light is to escape from darkness. Whatever you may believe to the contrary, God is the light in which you see. You are attempting to reach Him. Begin the practice period by repeating today's idea with your eyes open and close them slowly, repeating the idea several times more. Then try to sink into your mind, letting go every kind of interference and intrusion by quietly sinking past them. Your mind cannot be stopped in this unless you choose to stop it. It is merely taking its natural course. Try to observe your passing thoughts without involvement and slip quietly by them. While no particular approach is advocated for this form of exercise, what is needed is a sense of importance of what you are doing. It's inestimable, that's a hard word, inestimable value to you, and an awareness that you are attempting something very holy. Salvation is your happiest accomplishment. It is also the only one that has any meaning, because it is the only one that has any real use to you at all. If resistance rises in any form, pause long enough to repeat today's idea, keeping your eyes closed unless you are aware of fear. In that case, you will probably find it more reassuring to open your eyes briefly. Try, however, to return to the exercises with eyes closed as soon as possible. If you are doing the exercises correctly, you should experience some sense of relaxation and even a feeling that you are approaching, if not actually entering, into light. Try to think of light formless and without limit as you pass by the thoughts of the world. And do not forget that they cannot hold you to the world unless you give them the power to do so. Throughout the day, repeat the idea often with eyes opened or closed as seems better to you at the time. But do not forget, above all, be determined not to forget today. God is the light in which I see. What if that light really is our North Star? That North Star within us. You know, that smoke ring of light within us. Love is that North Star that guides us, right? It's the filter for which we see. That's what we're talking about here. God is the filter through which we see. That is the road to our own salvation and everyone else's. So, for an example, it's one of the hardest things we have to do is to kind of stop ourselves from that quick reaction, that usual reaction we have when we're like triggered in some way, right? We're on the road and somebody's pissed us off and we want to yell and maybe give them the finger or something. But what if in that moment we breathe in, like the exercise we did in the beginning, and then remind ourselves, God is the light in which I see. Love is the light in which I see. Which means, what if I can see this situation through the eyes of God, through the eyes of love? And what if our partner is pointing their finger at us again and blaming us for something, or snapping at us for something? Again, it's an opportunity. Not that we're going to remember it all the time, but the more and more we practice this kind of thing, it becomes second nature. So what if we just, in that moment, took a nice deep breath, and as we exhale, God is the light in which I see. Love is the light in which I see. How would God have me handle this moment of trigger? How would love have me handle or see this particular situation, this moment? In my own life, this lesson has taught me so many times to hold my tongue. Don't say that thing I was just thinking. And now I'm even to the point where, I'm not even thinking it so quickly as I used to. Right? It's like, it's another opportunity for love. This traffic situation, this angry person in front of me, this situation that is scaring me, it's another opportunity for love. Okay. All right. I'll see you tomorrow, and have a good day.